All right, welcome back to SGDQ 2025. Shout out to Cardi B, my very first host ever, back meeting up again here. We've got Prison City, and this is an incredible game. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna run this, if not at GDQ, then anywhere that'll have me. And here we are. First of all, huge shout out to everybody that donated to the incentive. It was met hours ago, so I haven't had to stress about which version of the game I was gonna play. I literally have notes here just in case because they're just different enough. But that being said, I've got some friends that are gonna help me out if y'all wanna introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Shovda. I just saw this game for the first time an hour ago, but I chugged 2 Red Bulls and here we are.
I'm Hank Sinatra. I played this once and it was a great time.
And special shout out to everybody, Program Answer and everybody from RetroWare right back here that made this game, that are here to see it. So if you've seen any of my runs, sometimes they're 4 in the morning and I'm lucky to have a couple people in the crowd, so this feels really special. But that being said, we're gonna jump in, we're gonna start a new game. That file's already deleted. We're gonna be playing on normal mode and the modern difficulty. It's not important. We're also gonna skip the training, which if you play this for the first time, please play the training. There's important stuff in there that I didn't know until 2 years after playing the game. So that being said, this is our main character that's not Snake Plissken. It is definitely Hal Bruiser. And time is gonna start whenever we skip this tutorial in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we are going to fittingly start in a little training level that is a training level on a train. So if you know anything about the government regulations of what kind of levels have to be included in these retro games, one of them is a train level and one of them is an elevator level, and we've got both. So this is certified legal. We need to take care of a little bit of housekeeping right away. I can coyote time jump out of the slide only. It's gonna unlock a lot of our speedrun action in this game. I'm gonna be picking up some of these power-ups, and Hank, you wanna hit them with what these power-ups do for us?
Yeah, so the power-ups that Dan is picking up are going to upgrade the weapon, the Chakram. You need to pick up 3 of them in order to be fully charged, and once you are fully charged, taking damage will reduce those 3 charges one at a time until you are no longer charged up. So a lot of the route is around where you want those charges, especially for bosses and things like that, to make things go faster.
In each of these stages at the beginning, 9 in total, we're looking for our contact inside the prison city of Detroit to give us a key card to unlock the boss door. This boss, again, just a training stage. We're gonna cheese it just a little bit by staying out of the boss's hit detection and just take care of this real quickly, and we are done with the tech engine and done with the training stage. I'd love to hear any donations from anybody who thinks they recognize a game that has inspired this game, because I think it's every game on the NES ever. So let me know what you got as we enter in cold storage. This is the first of the Robot Master stages, if you will. We're not going to unlock any power-ups, but it is definitely a Mega Man-inspired map. It made the routing a lot of fun because we really get to choose, like Hank said, how we're gonna optimize when we're keeping this power up, when we want it to, when we want to carry it into a new level, or when we want to maybe come in not fully charged up so we can take some damage boosts or anything. This will be the first level that has some of the 100% items, which we're gonna get in these first Robot Master stages, if you will.
Yeah, each level, each of the 8 levels, it's laid out like a Mega Man game. Each of the 8 levels is going to have an upgrade in it, either for your health or for your weapon. The way the weapon works is as you mash, that W bar up in the top left corner is going to go down, and if it gets into the red, you're doing less damage. So there's a real, you have to nail the rhythm to really maximize your damage.
So that stands for weapon and not wombo?
It's why not both?
Okay. Good.
This is the first speed run skip, and I need to ask Program Answer if that's intended, because we use that coyote time slide jump to get over that auto scroller. There is a path there if you skip it, so I feel like he had that in mind, but it is, anytime I can skip an auto scroller in a speed run, I appreciate it. We're gonna get our first power-up coming up here. You're gonna see me doing this Coyote Time slide jump quite a bit. We get to carry the slide momentum when we do it and get a little extra distance on our jump. So there's just like tiny little sequence breaks like that all throughout the game, and it makes it very tricky because that is a I don't know, it might be frame perfect in a game that doesn't run at 60 FPS. I don't really know many of those, but
It'd be a frame perfect trick if this were Ocarina of Time.
yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. 2 times in the same marathon, how about that?
I've been waiting all my life for this moment, baby.
If anybody else has a trick like that and they need a commentator, might need to get the hat trick for Shovda here.
I'm up for it.
All of this ice is also very tricky. Like, nobody really loves ice. But I'm trying to slide as much as I can to get around and get my momentum moving one way as quickly as possible. Really need to keep this full, keep the power up going into the boss here. I like that this is the first stage in 100% because it really tells you what this game is all about. We'll see when we get to the boss coming up. I'm saving my grenade as well. Thankfully, we can use the grenade on the boss. And does anybody remember Pong?
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, this is, I guess, like Pong if Pong went to prison. We are getting Dark Pac-Man, so like prison Pong doesn't seem like that too out of the realm of possibility.
Dan used a grenade there to get a free hit on this boss, so he doesn't have to rely fully on RNG.
That's kind of cheating, ain't it?
I say so.
Yeah. If you're not cheating, you're not speedrunning.
Good point. So if you like cheat in math class, are you speedrunning your education?
I mean, you get all of the rewards that you do with a real speedrun, right? I don't know what that means.
I think you're the most
Nice
highly
boss.
educated person on the couch, so I'll just defer to you. All right, got out of there with 2 charges. That's good. We're heading into the preserve next. Our contact in the preserve is a dolphin. I thought originally it was an Echo the Dolphin reference, but that doesn't feel quite right. I'm not really sure. Anybody got ideas?
Okay, so I think that this is a reference to a famous Greek poet, Arion, who was captured by pirates and was taken away from his homeland, and he was, according to the myths, magically rescued by dolphins and rowed one back to shore, and you can still find a statue of him riding a dolphin over in Greece. He is also, fun fact, I'm going to use my education here, the creator of the dithyramb, which is a type of Greek hymn dedicated to Dionysus.
Oh.
That's right. I heard that that's correct.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dionysus and this really hard jump that I didn't make. So this is a full-on sequence break. It saves like a minute and a half. We're going backwards through this section right now, which is, okay, second try.
Second try.
There you go.
That single block Coyote Time slide jump with like wind physics pushing you backwards is just very nasty. You really just have to like have a feel for it because you got a couple of frames, not actually frame perfect, but we'll call it good enough.
Yeah, that spot where Dan went in to get the upgrade, that's where you're supposed to exit. So you're like really supposed to kind of loop through the whole level like twice. So doing it backwards saves an entire loop.
Yeah, you won't necessarily see it in the speed run, but all of these stages are very like creatively designed to not be a linear experience. It really makes this game special because like you're intended to like play some sections twice, or you're given a choice of path, and even in like these shorter levels that take 2 or 3 minutes, it makes the game feel a lot bigger than it is, and that's like a quintessential essence for me for a lot of like NES games I remember from my childhood that weren't like actually that big or complicated, but when you don't know and you're just like finding your way around, it has that gives you that feeling.
I want to back up like 15 seconds. Did that dolphin speak English to you?
Yeah, it has like a chip or something.
Okay.
Or something.
Or something.
Dolphins are very smart.
I
So
mean,
this is where we're supposed to go and get that upgrade, by the way, right at the end.
Instead, we can just go straight to the boss because we already got
Oh,
it.
no grenade. No good RNG there, but we'll be all right.
This boss can be a little finicky. Sometimes it'll spawn and then not become vulnerable. So hopefully Dan can take care of it pretty quick here. Get good luck. Nice.
oh, this boss reminds me. Shout outs to Nintendesi.
Shoutouts to
You know,
Nintendo.
every time's a good shout out to Nintendo.
Hey, vulnerable again. Beautiful.
Oh, good RNG. Let's go.
By the way, Hank, you're doing really well at this commentary.
Oh,
thing.
thank you.
Yeah.
So are you.
All right,
Nope.
moving on to the power plant. We've got a really tight health budget for this stage. We could have got some of the health upgrades, but that wouldn't have been fast. We're getting all the weapon upgrades first because we're speed running, but got another little sequence break here coming up.
It's definitely one of the rougher levels in the run and in the casual playthrough. You can see the upgrade there in the top right on that previous screen that he's going to go get.
I have tried for so long to figure out some way to get that early there, but it just it's not in the cards.
Would this be a time for a donation?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this would be a great time for a donation or two.
Oh gosh, I love time for donations. I have one big eye sends in $50. Hi Dan, greetings from an airplane. Good luck on this run of an awesome game I have never heard of. Thanks for being my friend.
I love you, Big Eye.
And I'll give this one a shot. Wolverine sends in $25. This one's for you, Morph.
All right, so we've got a guaranteed grenade drop there. You'll notice that we've got boxes that have health, some boxes that have grenades. Those we can rely on every single time. Every enemy has a chance to drop health, which are hot dogs. Shout out to getting that backyard baseball incentive met. And also we can get grenades and invincibility on top of health. But we're getting that grenade for a very, very specific purpose, and we're going to need to carry it on through these levels, or through this level and the next before we use it. I'm just going to wait.
That switch Dan hit to activate the secret to make sure that he can get to it. That'll make sense in a minute.
Here's our contact.
Looks friendly.
Who is this? Oh, that's Zag.
Zag.
Wait, you fall faster than the screen transition?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
Got a little extra, a little safety upgrade here. All of these stages have 3 upgrades in them, but most of the stages we're not going to see all 3 just based on the route that we take. So it's really important that we keep the budget for those upgrades in mind. There's a good amount of safety, but it always feels like it's never in the place that you really need it. Picking up a shield here just to make it through here quickly. Not having to worry about any of these enemies with the electrified fences.
So when I first saw this, I thought it was a mixture of Contra and Mega Man and Journey to Silius. And you're telling me it's a mixture of every NES game?
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Could we get some donations for everybody's favorite NES game?
Oh, yeah. I'll start TMNT, hot take. Fantastic game.
TMNT 1 or 2?
Like the original TMNT, not the arcade game, the one that everybody hates.
Oh.
Also, the water level's not hard. I've beaten it on the U-Force.
How old were you when you beat it on the U-Force?
Like a couple years ago.
Yeah, that might be part of it.
All right, that was a really good boss. We're going to ride our dolphin friend now.
He's back.
Yes, he's back. And this is also a great time for a string of donations as we've got a little auto scroller.
Absolutely. I hope people start sending in their favorite NES game. Mine is Star Tropics.
Ooh, good
Star Tropics fans
one.
out there. All right, Sly Dante gives $5. So excited to see Prison City here. An underrated throwback to Power Blade, itself an underrated NES classic. Thanks to Dan for running this, and good luck with 100%. Power Blade is pretty cool. I've never played
yeah.
Power Blade, yeah. Manic, $25. Dan the VP, more like Dan Run PC. PC stands for Prison City, of course, which he is running right now. It's early for me, and this is the best I got.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Manic.
And we have a $100 donation from Programancer. Serving in the Prison City, let's go, Dan. Can't wait to see Dan slam some glizzies for health, ride a dolphin, and take down the Diaper Chief. Huh. And also, in the glizzy spirit, let's name Corva May's EV Hot Dog with all caps.
I agree.
Hot dogs always refill my health, IRL, so.
I think I read an article that says if you like each hot dog takes 6 minutes off your life, right?
No, that's a lie.
Oh, cool, great, thank you.
It's probably more like 10.
Well, theoretically, if it takes 6 minutes off your life, that's the cap health. So you've got a higher percentage.
Oh, look at that education coming in handy.
It's a placebo effect too. Like if you think it's gonna reduce your life, then it will. So you have to eat the hot dog with a positive spirit.
Are you
and then
talking
you're
about
fine.
holistic hot dog eating right now?
Sure.
Okay.
So this level's got another interesting speedrun bit. The boss door is right there where we got off of the dolphin. And there is no checkpoint, so if we die, we're just going to be right back at the boss door. It's also why I'm really not paying attention to where my power-up status is, because we're going to take a death warp from our contact right to the boss door. Saves a good chunk of time and skips about half the level. Going to use some intended iframes here. Falling off. Baiting all of these guys. Haha. Did we get good RNG? All right. There's a good chance you might get an invincibility drop there, which we don't actually want because we're going to take that death warp, and I just need to be able to take damage here in the next couple of screens. So that was good luck right there. This is the Mad Max level, by the way, so just keep that in mind as we get closer to the boss fight. Much easier to take damage there because all we can do is take falling damage on the screen, which takes a lot longer to recover from. And just like that, we've visited Hubert, and we're going to take an intentional death. The grenades will carry over. The upgrades for the power-up do not.
I just came up with a bad joke if you want it.
Shout out to Mom Spaghetti. All right, give me the joke.
All right, you know how there was a sign with a percentage sign on it, Hank said earlier?
Yep.
Yes.
You should have an any % run where you just find the closest sign.
That is a bad idea.
Yeah.
This boss is hard, by the way. And that's
you.
about as quick as you can kill it. Let's go.
Nice.
That boss, no, true story, that boss was why I quit the run, quit learning this run several times, because it is just such a pain. Especially, I'm playing on a snack box, shout out to Junk Food Arcade, and trying to play that on controller is just kind of like torture, trying to get that fast cycle. We got all the weapon upgrades now, so now we're gonna go get the health upgrades. You're gonna start seeing mini games after the next 4 stages, which are not part of the 100% route. Thankfully, some of them are very difficult, and I think some of them might give people kind of flashbacks, and you'll know exactly the one I'm talking about when we get to it. It's after the factory.
I'm just grooving to the jams right now.
Great music
Yeah.
in this game, for sure.
This is the only stage that we organically see all 3 upgrades. So that's why it's always going to come after the freeway with that death warp that wipes out any upgrades we have. So really, it's the same between any percent and 100%. 100%'s routed more around getting all the weapon upgrades, whereas any percent is weapon upgrades first, whereas any percent is maximally optimized just around the power-up state. I don't know where that enemy comes from off screen.
It comes from my heart to yours.
Aw. Is that why it damages me?
Yeah. I'm toxic.
Do you have time for a quick announcement?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everybody here and everyone at home. We have met the 9 innings incentive for backyard baseball.
Let's go.
Oh,
Y'all have actually been crushing incentives like Dan talked about. You had gotten 100% in this game like hours ago, right? We have got so many others open for you, though. In fact, we just opened a new one. Pokemon Sword and Shield is a little later today, but if you want to have a teacup gym puzzle in that game done blindfolded, you can start donating to that now. We are only 1% of the way there, but we've got lots of time to get it. Get those donations in. GamesDoneQuick.com/donate.
So you'll see Dan took damage there intentionally on this boss because he does not want to start the next level. That happens in a couple bosses. Great fight, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, that was way too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are levels where damage boosts are necessary for speedrun strats, and doing that would make you lose some of the charges if you're fully charged up. So he wants to start here with just 2 of the charges.
Most Castlevania part of this game.
Including the bullets?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Here's the skip. Ooh, not quite. It's okay.
No,
You've got
yeah.
several chances.
There's only one bad thing that can happen right now, and that's getting invincibility.
Don't say that out loud. All
Second
right,
try,
got it.
I'll take it. We're gonna see all of the stage that skip skips because we're gonna play it all again. This is one big loop, and by getting that, let's see if I can make it make sense. It's a coyote time, slide, jump, reverse damage boost, something, I don't know. I need to make a better name for it because that definitely doesn't roll off the tongue at all. But now all of this is what we skipped.
Yeah, you're meant to take a nice big roundabout path to get to that contact, but you can get to it pretty much right away. I get the fully upgraded chakram again. So we make the way to the boss.
Hey, we found a percentage sign.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, that
Category
is,
complete.
that is Program Answer's logo as well. We're gonna go check out a little detour right here. Got Dumpy.
Shout out to Dumpy.
Dumpy famously featured in, was it HEDQ that had Dumpy? Dumpy and Bumpy?
We're getting a nod from the host. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Oh, another little benefit of that upgraded chakram that we didn't talk about. Those little enemies that slide along the floor normally cannot be killed, but you can kill them with the upgraded weapon.
And you can kill them on easy, which this game also has like a really like thoughtful difficulty system between easy and modern and classic. Like really shows off. I'm gonna cheese this part. Okay. Really shows off like how you can kind of intelligently make a game easier and more difficult without just like increasing the enemy health and damage. Don't want to crush that car. What factory's next? That's where we're going.
I believe
I'm literally using my cheat sheet just so everybody knows.
And I'm double checking your notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a tool? Are notes tools? Is this technically a task run?
Let's go grab Mitch Flower Power and ask about the SMB3 run. Yeah.
Is this considered a task? I don't know.
I guess we can mention a little bit about the story of this game.
Go for it.
It's set in Detroit in 1997. Years prior, the city was evacuated and has basically been turned into a giant prison. Prisoners have now escaped, led by techno-terrorists who are the bosses that are being defeated in each of the levels. So that's kind of what's going on.
I think that this all happened because Michael Jordan retired.
Ooh, that was around that time, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Is that when he went to go play baseball?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I see now. It all ties in.
Somehow, yeah.
We've got a lot of people sending in their favorite.
Bring it on.
Oxtrock sends in $50. My favorite NES title is Dr. Mario. It's such a great game that Dr. Mario was the first game I played on the Switch 2 to test out the new hardware.
It's a good test.
Snoring Frog gives us $5. I don't meet many people who've heard of it, but my favorite NES game is easily The Guardian Legends. Any
That was new to me.
Guardian Legend fans out there? One of you? B sends in $5. The best NES games are Crystallis and I say it like this, Faxanadu. and they easily clear every other soundtrack on the system.
I will. I'll take qualms. I'll have some qualms with that. Well, I need to turn this, but definitely good soundtracks. We got insanely good RNG. There's like 2 box types that can fall to get up to this secret, and we got the best box type the first time. I have sat there for literally like almost a minute waiting for a good box, but now we're already at the boss.
I don't see a boss.
I do.
Oh my god.
This is actually the intended strat. We need to try to not take damage. It's a little different than any percent, but still with the full weapon upgrade now, I still can't just spam. Like if I fully spam, I'll get down into the red, but I can attack much more quickly and do a lot more damage now. This is the one that,
I did not beat that one.
it's harder in this game than it is in the original game. I'll just say that much.
Oh no, your bike.
Yeah, I'm glad it's the bike there and not the dolphin. That would have been sad.
This is the sports level. This is all the athlete prisoners after they famously made sports illegal in Detroit.
Yeah, famously.
And you told me there was some Mario in this?
Oh yeah, there's definitely charging chucks. If only Mario had a slide, he could just slide tackle the charging chucks, but sadly he doesn't. The spin jump is pretty powerful though, so.
Yeah.
Do you know who would win if Mario fought Goku?
Who?
Mario, because he would spin jump him.
Okay.
One cape twirl and he's down.
Yeah.
Cape is OP.
I don't remember where that joke comes from.
Oh, nice slide tackle.
There we go.
Who are you, Brian Urlacher?
That is certainly a football reference. Pretty sure it's the wrong city.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Chicago.
Just
I don't know any
making sure.
Detroit players. Who are you in Ndadikun Sioux?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Dan's just out here tearing ACLs, ending careers left and right.
That's kind of a sore subject right now, depending on any town in the NBA right now. Yeah. Gonna go get the health upgrade now. I'm very glad I have a grenade. There's a very tricky room coming up that we're just gonna kind of get to take care of easily. I really don't want to take damage right here. I do have one more backup upgrade I could get, but it would take a little bit of time, so I'd rather just be able to use the grenade here, clear those enemies out.
I also want to point out, keep an eye on the top of the ladders when Hal climbs them, because it is the most cheeked up sprite that you will see. You got to look closely, because Dan does a lot of jumping.
You mean like
there
that?
he is.
Yeah, there you go. One for the fans. Look, if somebody's going to take the time to animate that dumper, we've got to show it off.
Got Dumpy?
All right, so this is the last stage of the Robot Masters. And then we're going into the Wily stages. If you get the Mega Man references, then you get it. If you don't, go find somebody that's older than you and ask.
Fighting the Jumbotron. This guy has 4 faces, right? And you have to whittle down the health of each face individually.
Now, is this there's a lion, there's a tiger? Is it each of the Detroit teams?
I believe there's a lion and then a witch and then a wardrobe.
Okay.
It might actually be the Detroit teams, but then I'd have to think, and I can't do this right now.
Fair.
So we've got a little intermission here. Cardi, if you can throw me as many donations as you've got.
I've got quite a few of them coming in, Dan. We've got Bread Barn sending in $5. My favorite NES game is the Japanese version of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. So I guess my favorite NES game is actually a Famicom game. Oops. Awesome run as always. Good luck, Dan. Barb cheers.
Thanks, Brad.
Pizza Lawyer sends $5 to Doctors Without Borders. I can't wait to see the snake rattle and roll portion of Prison City. Yeah, that and Color a Dinosaur are coming up, right?
Yes, yeah. What's the NES game where you just put the controller down? Is that the Barney game? I want that one.
There are a lot of NES games that I just put the controller down.
So this is known as the first Wily stage. It has a gigantic skip in it. This skip made me decide, okay, I'm gonna run this game because it skips like the hardest sections of the game. We're gonna use a max Coyote Time slide jump to just completely sequence break the game. I need to stay as healthy as possible, and this next coming sequence is very punishingly difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, coming up, the path split where you can take either the top path or the left path. Dan is going to reject the program answer's reality and substitute his own and just go to the right.
Was that a Mythbusters reference?
Yep.
Oh, first try.
try.
Let's
Done.
go.
So that's a good minute at least, right? That you saved.
Oh, I don't even know that. Like, I haven't played any of that section. I never speed ran the game when I had to play that section, so I could not tell you.
There you go.
Also, like I said, the mandated elevator stage is an elevator boss, so it's like an auto-scroller without being an auto-scroller, so I approve. Trying to do as much damage as I can during this little interstitial portion to skip a phase before the next boss comes, or before the brain comes out. I think we got it. This is like the coolest part of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, the falling elevator is pretty sweet.
This is how I take all of my elevator rides.
Is anybody at the SGDQ where there was like the group of hockey kids? Was this what it was like to be on the elevator with all the kids? Anyway, we're coming into the final full stage, and this is like a game into itself. If you're looking at the time, you might think we're like, if this is the final stage, no, this is gonna take like 10 minutes. It is a huge, it's basically a mini Metroidvania within this game. I'm just gonna try to focus because there's a lot of ways to mess up. So whatever feels right, donations, some commentary, I'm here for all of it.
Well, I can happily help you out because people still love sending in their favorite NES games. Sinewave Dave, $10, says, favorite NES game, another fan of the Guardian Legend checking in. There's two of you. That's amazing. Congratulations. $25 from Laughably Affable. Ooh, we're talking NES games? I heard someone mention the Guardian Legend and had to donate, but I spent my youth playing that and Clash at Demon Head. Lots of hours lost there. Watching Prison City definitely gives me familiar vibes from the 80s.
Clash at Demon Head sounds like a battle in Game of Thrones.
You know? Checks out.
I'm sorry for
That was
the dated
right after the
reference.
Red Wedding.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make a literary joke because Shovda, you're here.
Okay.
This is the House of Leaves of levels in this game.
You don't even know what you're saying right now.
Hey, I finished that book.
And what'd you think?
I think that this level is the House of Leaves of levels in this game.
Every time he plays it, the level seems bigger.
On the inside only.
I don't know where I was going with that. Now I
No.
feel like I derailed it.
No, you're good.
So the point here, too, is we're at DCP headquarters. The chief has betrayed us, and now we're gonna blow up the headquarters. Dan's planting 8 bombs.
9 bombs.
9 bombs.
You're really good at this commentary thing.
I should go. I'm sorry.
No, please stay, or else this is gonna get worse.
Also, shout out to everybody that donated for 100% because now I have 4 more health for this stage, and it is very much appreciated. I'll buy you a hot dog. So if you donated to that, I'll buy you a hot dog.
Dan will refill your health for you.
Yeah. Being a little cautious here to stay as healthy as possible. Feel free to hit us with some more donations, Cardi.
I've got you covered. Brad Brains is sending in $5. I hope that you don't shatter your hand while playing. Once I wake up, ask me for a real joke.
Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Brad. Sierra sends in $25. I wasn't expecting to start my day off with a Power Blade homage, but my life is richer for knowing that this game exists. I mean, you probably weren't expecting to hear about House of Leaves and Dionysus and ancient Greek dolphins. I mean,
You know, I wasn't either, so we're all in this together.
but now we know what to expect from Dan Runs in the future.
And if this game does look interesting, I would be remiss to not point out that it is available right now in the Steam Summer Sale for a cool $6.99. Get it while you can.
That's pretty nice. Moon Pie sends $50 in. Had to wake up early after staying up late watching the horror block so I could watch Dan the VP play my buddy's game. Hi, Justin.
It's a very tight cycle here to grab this upgrade. Looks like he's going to get it no problem.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's like
Oh,
as
wow.
good as it could be.
I didn't even
All
know you
right.
could go that fast.
Yeah, I did.
That's why you're in that chair and I'm on the couch.
I'm gonna be honest, 2 times during this run, I forgot he was playing a video game.
We've got a pretty neat bit coming up here. There's a bomb spot that's hidden behind an enemy that we're meant to kill. And we want to keep all of these charges of the power-up, but falling gives you iframes, but does not reduce the power-up. So we're going to fall, get some iframes, walk all up in the enemy's grill, plant the bomb, and try to get out before we take any damage. So
Was Grill a Detroit-based pun?
no, I'm just a millennial, and so grill is in my lexicon.
Okay.
Here he is. Quick fall.
No, that wasn't it. I need to grab the ledge
Oh, okay.
now. You can either hold the jump button or hold up, and I was holding neither. Also, shout out, the control scheme in this game is very customizable. It's something I very much appreciate. A lot of games that try to pay homage to NES titles give you a very limited control scheme, and I, just from accessibility standpoint alone, it's nice to be able to just like really customize everything about your controller, and everywhere you can put all the buttons. And so shout out to Program Answer for giving me those options. Gonna grab a backup power up right there just so we can make sure we stay charged up for the boss.
One more bomb to go.
What's the timer at?
We are at 36.
Okay.
I want to share something that's very shocking with you.
Come, bring it on.
O.M. Glenn sends $5. Had to donate to represent fans of the Guardian Legend on the NES. I can't believe there are 3 of you. We are a small but mighty following. I guess I need to respect the Guardian Legend.
I have to play it now.
Yeah.
You know, we might need a couple extra lives here just in case, so I'm gonna stock up.
It's a very hard final boss.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Can I stop? Oh, almost, almost 69.
Dang.
All right, coming up to the final boss now. Planting the bomb gives us the key card. Not the final boss of this stage at least. Gonna face the chief of, who would have thought the chief of police turns out to be evil.
In this state, he's just reflecting Dan's projectiles, so he's got to kind of just hang out.
Took damage there and lost the power, but that's okay. We got plenty of health now.
Yeah.
Get phase 2 of the chief. He's gonna like take some steroids or some potion or something. But now he's vulnerable to slide tackles as well. This whole fight is scripted. He gets a new ability every health cliff. That's not a good way to describe it, but I can't think of a better way. His health is hard capped, and so you're kind of just cycling through his abilities until the last bit, and that is completely RNG.
Up there on the screen in the middle, you can see all of the contacts that you met throughout the game, kind of giving the spoiling how to fight the boss, giving you the tips and tricks there.
They're backseating you. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Do better, streamer.
It's Twitch chat, yeah.
No, but they're giving you good advice, though.
That's fair. So is this how steroids work in real life? You get slide tackled easily?
Pretty much. It makes your legs remain very vulnerable.
Oh, okay.
All right, one more phase, and this is all random now, so I need to actually pay attention.
Steroids also causes you to run like a dog.
Seen enough of that at this GDQ.
All right, one more round through there. Losing a little bit of time because we don't have the fully powered up chakram, but having the full weapon still makes it pretty quick. Oh, come on. All right. We've got an escape sequence coming up before the final boss. So, Cardi, if you want to get in any last donations we've got hanging around before the end of the run, now is your time to shine.
I can hit you with a couple of those. Murby sends in $100. So glad to see Prison City on stage. Big fan of the dev and have been for years. So here's to seeing more Programmancer games showcased in the future. Also, my favorite NES game is Zoda's Revenge Star Tropics 2. That's a good one, actually.
You know, they donated $100, so I agree now. Star Tropics 2 is the best NES game. Do we have 101?
Ooh, probably for the Guardian Legend. It's coming soon. Prez Kane gives us $50. You can see the Wheel of Fortune for the NES influence on this game on account of all the letters.
Oh, Glizzy for the road.
There's definitely some Pictionary reference with the banging soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. We got time for a couple more.
Yeah, Eclipse gives $5 to Doctors Without Borders. My favorite NES game? It's gotta be Shatterhand. Heck yeah, Shatterhand is a great, great game. Anonymous, $25 donation. Shout out to baseball. Though my backyard was never the correct dimensions for a proper game of backyard baseball, the game provided a suitable alternative. I'm really hoping for a sequel, Abandoned Industrial Yard Baseball. But Prison City kind of looks like a spiritual successor to my childhood games anyway, so close enough.
There we go. All right, moving on to the final boss. It is the Spirit of Detroit.
Isaiah Thomas?
You know, maybe more of a Ben Wallace. He's got the height on there, but this is going to be, we're going to ideally finish it off in 4 phases. It's a pretty tough fight all around. I've got a little bit extra health, but I'm not even going to, we're going to assume that that's not even enough of a buffer because I have died on this boss in 80% and 100%, so.
So this boss takes away all your upgrades if you have any, and then you have to damage him, and then he kind of spawns some upgrades, and that lets you actually do damage to the boss. Very difficult final boss.
Yes.
There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Oh, you're actually doing...
Oh, I
you
got it!
the skip!
Oh! Literally never happened before. Like, not even in practice have I gotten that to work.
He told me he was not going to go for it, but yeah, pausing there at the right time allowed him to keep all of the upgrades so he can continue to do damage.
This is cracked. Time's coming up. Time! Oh!
I'm so confused, dude.
I don't know what my time is in this game anymore.
42:21 is what we've got on the clock right now.
No, I'm like my PB. I don't know what my PB is. That's like closer than I thought it was gonna be. Okay then. That ended early. I wasn't expecting that. That was shout out to Programmancer. He dared me to do that in Discord, and I didn't even practice it. So like that's even better. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Dan. Shout out to GDQ. Shout out to the Games Committee again for giving me another chance to show off like a brand newer game. Indie dev. I absolutely love any chance I get to do this. Shout out to Hank and Shovda for keeping me company and making better jokes than I could have made, even though that's a little questionable. I want to shout out to my little brother, James, you family, who he was here with me last year. He had a run on the stage, but he's having his first kid in a couple of weeks. And yeah, so shout out to him. I love you, man. You're going to be a great dad. Shout out to my mom, who's probably watching. My wife, Jess, back at home. I love you all. Thanks for all the support. Everybody back here on the back couch and in the crowd that's hanging out in the morning with me. Everybody that's flying in that hasn't made it yet. Cardi for being my host again. All the volunteers, stagehands. Y'all got anything y'all want to share?
Shout out to Nerdy for this final track, local Twin Cities hip hop artist.
Shout out to Greeks riding dolphins.
Yeah, Greeks riding dolphins. Yeah, thanks again. I've been Dan the VP. Shout out to Prison City. Shout out to Programmancer, RetroWare, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.